Hi, today we're going to learn how to use absolute, relative, and mixed referencing. Let's say we have these two columns of data and we want to add the information in data 1 with data 2. We can start by typing equal sign, click C5 plus D5. So 2 plus 4 is 6. Then we can drag and drop to extend the formula. To see what happened, how these numbers were produced, we can look at the formula bar. We've got 6 when C5 is added to D5, but when we have copied this formula down, C5 turns into C6 and D5 turns into D6. As we move down, the value of the row increases. By default, Excel is using relative reference, which means the reference in the formula will change. What if we have another data? Let's say it's 12. We want to add data 1 with data 3. So we type in equal C5 plus H2. So 2 plus 12 equals 14. Notice what will happen if we're going to extend it to the entire column. As you can see, it doesn't show us the correct answer. To see what happened, let's look at the formulas. You can see it in the formula bar, but you can also go to Formulas tab. In this ribbon, look for Formula Auditing, Show Formulas. Notice that it is not always H2. C6 is added to H3, and H3 doesn't have anything. All the numbers are changing from H2, H3, H4, H5. We need to change it from using relative reference to absolute cell reference. We can change all the formula manually to H2, but there is a way that it will always be H2 once we have copied the formula. Let's go back to Formula tab, Show Formulas. What we need to do is to create an absolute cell reference. So now we're going to find the sum again with data 1 with data 3. Now let's put a dollar sign before 2 in order to lock the cell row once we extend it. Now it shows us the correct answer. 2 plus 12 is 14. 13 plus 12 is 25. 14 plus 12 is 26. Now we're going to look at the formulas. This time, 2 is constant or locked. Let's have another example. I want to calculate the total cost and the sales tax for each material used in the construction site. Let's start with total cost. We're going to multiply quantity and individual cost. Then we're going to fill in the remaining data. To see how it works, we need to go to Formula tab, then click Show Formulas. By default, Microsoft Excel is using a relative reference, which means that the reference is relative to the location of the cell. When you copy a formula that contains a relative cell reference, that reference in the formula will change. Relative referencing is not only applicable to rows, it can also be applied in columns. Again, let's compute total cost. Excel updates the formula when I move across. Let's see what happened by showing the formula. When I copy the formula, it automatically updates the formula. Let's see what is an absolute reference by calculating the sales tax. I'm going to multiply total cost with sales tax. Notice what will happen if I copy the formula. Here you see 4,305 is not multiplied with 10%, same as with the other total costs. What I need to do is to use a dollar sign. I will put it before 1 because I want that the row will be fixed. This is what we call a mixed reference. Now I'm going to copy the formula. Here, when I use mixed referencing, the row which is 1 is fixed or locked. Now I'm going to do the same formula down here. Still, we're going to use mixed referencing, but this time we're going to lock the column instead of row. Now I'm going to multiply total cost with sales tax. But this time, I'm going to put a dollar sign before the column to make it fixed or locked. If you want to use absolute reference, that is, if you want to lock both column and row, all we need to do is to use the dollar sign, or the shortcut key is F4 for absolute reference. Hope you have learned something in this video.